you just heard.
Show to do today. Hi, how are you? Oh, I forgot to turn my sidelights on again. Oh, because the other computer had to start up and there was a restart, and then the restart was a nightmare. And then when I woke it back up, it didn't have the sidelights on, and then I got distracted running around chasing Chip out of the studio. And you know what happens? This life happens, and there you go. So I'm gonna have to. Let's see. We'll just make do. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Settle in. Gather around. Get ready. Show's on the way. It's going to be exciting. I'm excited to be here. I know you are. Let's see. There we go. Then we turn this. We're here. And then there they are. Look at that. Hey, I'm lit up. Good for me. And welcome. Hi, everybody. Glad you could be here. Super fun being on Stuttering John this afternoon. Thank you guys for everybody who was there with us chit-chatting, watching me go out on a limb and say what I know to be true. Hey, and we got a couple extra subscribers on Twitch. Thank you, guys. Twitch.tv/HalSparks. Don't forget to subscribe today. Help out the show. Also, Patreon.com/HalSparks. You can become a patron today, support the show, and do all these things so that I can hire someone to go, psst, your lights are off. And, yeah, I'm kidding. That won't happen. Not at this point, anyways. Hype train. We've got a hype train already. That's great. It's my responsibility to worry about my lights. I'm one of those people who cleans up. If I ever had a cleaning person, I would clean the house. I think the best way to get me to clean my room or clean the house is to tell me that a maid is showing up. because I would feel bad that they have to do anything, and I would just do all the cleaning. Like, it's fine. You know what? Sit down and I'll make you a cup of tea, and then you could just go home. We'll call it quits. It's embarrassing to have anybody come into a house that isn't already clean. How do you have company over when the place is a mess? Even if they're there to make sure the mess goes away. Anyways, hi, welcome. Thanks for being here. Good stuff. And off we go. So true. So there's a lot to cover today. Now, our dear, oh God, there's so much. All right. Can we start? I'll start with this. So we cover the ass end of the internet here sometimes in terms of the deep drop off that is Flashpoint and all the kind of ensuing, like, it seems like in many ways that RSBN and RAV, Real America Voice, Real American Voice, really seriously American Voices, whatever those channels are, they swirl around the bottom of this hole as well. By the way, look at all these people subscribing. Thank you guys so much. Subscribe on Twitch. Go to fwank.com, FWANQ.com, support the show in any way. Yeah, there we go. I already said that part. All right, so sometimes it's hard to find these folks, though. You know, sometimes you want to find an example of the right-wing talking point that's been circulating, and you want to go right, instead of getting like the third tier version that Glenn Beck puts out, you want to find out, where did these idiots get this idea in the first place? And so you got to go sifting through the butt crack of the internet. Places where Craigslist goes, I'm not going in there. Have fun. And that's where you'll find the Alex Jones's Amish partner. I don't know this dude's name, and I don't care. But this guy fills in for Alex when he's too sick to be deposed. And I don't know what the look is he's going for. I don't know how small his chin has to be in real life to compensate this much. Seriously, if that beard gets any longer, you'll have to wear a top hat just so you don't look like a Snapchat filter on accident. And of course, this is a good freeze frame. Theirs, not mine. So this is the quality work that is being done over at InfoWars. By the way, we're at infotainmentwars.com. That's right, infotainmentwars.com. Who needs documents when you got brains? And there are no documents for just being right about this stuff. Hi. So, but where is this assholery? Where would you find even this stuff? Because you know it's not on YouTube. They've got to run that joint like it's a respectable place of business, right? Well, it's over here at a place called Shit Butte. Butte Shit, something like that. BitChute. And this is where this asks a lot of questions and answers them all the time. Think of this as the criminal cousin of YouTube that sleeps on the couch and has to be ready to run at a moment's and has a gun under his pillow. That's BitChute. Yeah. Hype Train. Thank you guys so much. Level 4 Hype Train is almost there. 67%. Oh my gosh, bits and stuff like that will solve us over there. Gifting tiers, subs would be terrific. Anyways, so this is where you're going to find all the like crazy stuff. Now there's a mix of here, like the quartering is still on YouTube. Tim Pool, right, still there. But a bunch of these people have been broomed, not because they are conservatives and YouTube will not allow conservative thoughts, but because they can't express their conservative thought without violating terms of service or being abjectly racist. They just don't have the vocabulary for it. There's tons of stuff on YouTube that says exactly what they're saying, but uses different words to do it, and that's where they draw the line, right? Now, half of this is like people just who post everything everywhere. There's a ton, there's a ton of this stuff. The real threat. Guess what Putin just did? Masterful move. See? There's a lot of Putin apology here. Look at this. The Nazification of the West is a big American flag with a Nazi symbol over it, which is, I guess, a video completely supported by the QAnons and the Trump fans. you guys can let me know in the chat, Trump fans, if this represents who you are, what you think about America still to this day, and if this is a corner that you've turned emotionally. I used to believe in America, but now it's full of Nazis. White House just issued a major warning. Glenn Beck doubles the. So Glenn Beck's on here, and then because other people post his stuff, there's a lot of double posting on here as well. It's not important, but anytime you're watching something, you're like, where the fuck did that come from? Where did QAnon still post? That's where they do it, just so you know. And to all the people who say that free speech is dead in America because YouTube will kick off people, blah, 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 YouTube will kick off people, and therefore we're being ripped off and the American people are not being allowed the truth. There is nothing inherently wrong with your fucking fingers that you can't go find all of these videos. They're all on here. If they got broomed off YouTube, it's because YouTube doesn't want to carry this bullshit, but it doesn't mean that YouTube is censoring this stuff, because it still exists someplace else. You have the right to freedom of speech. You do not have the right to someone else's megaphone. And what they're really complaining about when they bitch about YouTube's terms of services and the fact that people get kicked off is because you can actually make money on that site. Rumble, you can make money too, but it's a more convoluted idea in theory. And so they're just pissed that the easy, well-connected, easy road to advertising that is YouTube is denied them from that point on because of this. That's what's really going on, okay? Just so you know. This is here. There's the podcast, The Lotus Eaters. That's that fucko that I showed you the other day who's really, really mad that the West is being means. They're being the means to Putin. Oh, and he's this Putin gas und Rubel trick. This is Weichhausen. And this guy sticks hex and hammer. This guy does kind of hippie-ish videos, and then his hippie-ish videos turn right-wing every so often. There's a lot of that stuff, right? Okay. So just so you know where this stuff comes from. False flag imminent as Zelensky grows more desperate. Media hints at weapons of mass destruction. See, these are all people who are defending Putin and all that stuff. So they have no problem posting videos fucking anywhere. And anybody who wants to watch this shit, and by the way, a lot of them, this is how many views these videos have. Right here in the corner, there's a little thing that lets you know. Right there, 4,000 views, 7,000 views, 4,771, 2,404, 4,659. These are getting views. They're not getting them in the YouTube realm, but tough shit. Right? Okay, so here you go. So, like Glenn the Lazy-Eyed Amish, who's here, is going to tell us why. This is the big question. Here it comes. You ready? This is the big question. And I want the answer to this. You want the answer. Someone's got to answer this question. Why are liberals supporting Nazis in Ukraine? Dear God, I had no idea. All this whole time I've been supporting liberals in Ukraine. See, and I thought I was supporting the Ukrainian people, and that like every other country, they have nudniks amongst them. And in an early transition from autocracy to democracy, the road is fairly muddied and not as clean cut as it is over here where this asshole is broadcasting from. And that they're in the process of purging the awful from their system. And the reason that Putin invaded, one of the big reasons is because they dare to start kicking out his buddies who were going to sock puppet the place, when he was going to try and put Yanukovych back in. But I'm sure the answer to this question, yes, I reject the premise. Exactly. I'm sure, and this has 3,449 views, 61 likes, 12 dislikes. I'm going to dislike this. I can't. No, I'm not going to. I'm not starting an account just so I can dislike things. Blahomie. Oh, it's EO's birthday today? EO, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Sorry, I'm not going to say happy birthday, EO. I'm not going to say happy birthday to him with that nudnik on the screen. That would just be wrong. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Electric Outcast, who has a new job and a new thing and a new stuff all the time that he's doing. Happy birthday to you. All right, here we go. Now, let's go back to this bullshit. All right, so, now, this guy gets nearly as mad as Alex does. because he's gunning for the job after Alex goes to jail or becomes broke or goes on the run or whatever the shit. 18 subs given. Thank you guys so much. Bless you. That's wonderful. Thank you. Hurrah! Okay. I guess all I have to do is remind people that they have to resub because people forget. It's okay. All right. So, all right. Yes. Or has a heart attack. I don't know. Well, he's supposedly, Alex apparently has health issues. We shall see. But anyways, Shitbute over here at Disinfowars, which wouldn't you have Disinfowars? Wouldn't you? Because Infowars would mean that there's a war of equal amounts of information. We won't. We don't need to get into that. Okay, so here we go. This is and look at the hashtags attached to this. Hashtag NWO, New World Order. Hashtag Nazis, hashtag Ukraine. I mean, that pretty much settles it. All right, here we go. Let's find out why.
To sit here and say Nazis are far right is an intellectual, ideological lie.
Oh, so Nazis are left wing. Do you think he's going with National Socialist? So socialism, Hitler was a socialist and a vegetarian, so clearly that means he was also gay, and that's the three tiers of leftism.
Falsehood. Socialism is an idea of the left.
Yeah, very possibly, but that would be that Hitler anyways was selling the idea of socialism when he was actually going after fascist authoritarianism. But go ahead. So, all right. Yes, Hitler was supposedly a vegetarian. He was also on meth all the time. So I don't know how, that's, by the way, that's why Zoller, the Nazi scientist in the Avengers, who was in all the Captain America movies, that's why he doesn't eat meat, because he's a Hitler sympathetic Nazi. Because remember when Tommy Lee Jones brings him a steak, and it's like, any idea how hard it is to get a prime cut like that out here? And he's like, I do not eat meat. It disagrees with me. That's it. Disagrees with him because his boss doesn't like it.
Nazism?
Yes, that's right. Hitler was a Black Lives Matter, Antifa activist who also crocheted pussy hats on the weekends.
Socialism.
National social. So if Nazis are National Socialists, then nationalists would also be equal parts left. So nationalism is thought of as a right-wing thing, and socialism a thing. I mean, arguably, is this the Hitler is a centrist argument? I take great offense.
These are left-wing groups. Let's get it right.
Yeah, let's get it right. Come on. Hitler definitely did what he did to get health care to people. Auschwitz was really just a hospital that went astray.
I mean, folks, I can sit here and just go through this news all day long.
Well, yeah, it's scattered all over the fucking desk. Of course you can.
They were all covering, look at this, Ukraine conflict, child soldiers join the fight. You know those videos you see of the little...
Sorry, Ukraine conflict, child soldiers join the fight. Published where? I mean, again, they have all these fucking screens behind them, and this is what we get. An overhead shot like he's fucking doing crafts on YouTube. Ukraine conflict, child soldiers join the fight. They mean teenagers, asshole.
It's posing with the Nazi flags that the left is celebrating. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you guys, by the way, when is the official Nazi flag kids celebration going on? I just need to know, what do you hand out candy or just the apples with razor blades in them? I don't know.
In doing that, the neo-Nazi groups, the left-wing neo-Nazi groups in Ukraine.
The left-wing neo-Nazi groups. The right-wing neo-Nazi groups we'll discuss later. The left-wing ones, the ones that are like, stop the Jews, cancel student debt.
Have been using children, and the left wing in America celebrates it. See that?
Do we? Were we celebrating the use of children? Maybe he doesn't mean me. Maybe I don't I mean, according to the hyper left activists, I certainly don't qualify as a leftist. So maybe he's leaving me out of this. Maybe he's talking about somebody else who was celebrating this. Maybe there was a circle jerk of ANCAP commies who, at a Berkeley bookstore who were having a little party.
Saying,
yeah, Bob, when is the Celebrate Children Brown Shirts parade? I got to know in time to iron my shirt. Apparently, you can't be a left-wing Nazi and have a creased shirt. It's just not done.
there is no logic on the left. It's all illogic. They claim
No, logically, the word National Socialist is in the title, so therefore, example of
Putin is an oppressive dictator and wants to bring back the Soviet Union.
Who are Ukraine's far-right Azov regiment? Yeah, that would be the Nazis that you're talking about, the Azov regiment. That would be the Nazi guys. Also, pictures of people with wooden guns. I love you, Al Jazeera, but what the fuck is that? He used the screen for that. I will give him credit, or they left it separate. What's that word right there? Doink, doink, doink. No?
Okay, so what is that? So Putin censors free speech. Putin wants communism. That's what the left wing in America does. You should be celebrating that.
Wait a minute. Putin wants Putin doesn't want communism. The fuck are you talking about? He wants to reform the ground of the USSR, but seems to be more interested in czarhood as opposed to being the premier chairman of the Communist Party. But that dude doesn't want to. What? Also, Democrats are not communists, fucko. We're not. And this coming from a guy who looks like he'd be on a poster for a Russian, pro-communist propaganda, on a wall in Russia. He's like, oh, if you're not going to grow the mustache, really, or you're only going to dye the beard, then shave it and just go full Abe.
Nazis want socialism. You celebrate socialism. So all of this stuff you claim to be fighting is your own ideology.
That's right. Yes. People, apparently we're claiming we like socialism. So that means we're hiding the fact that we like Nazis because we don't, by having parties and parades and celebrations that we aren't. Honest to God, do you think if they shut the cameras off and walked home that he would still just be sitting in this lit studio yammering?
Now you lie about Putin, so that's a different thing, but
oh, I lied about, I beg your pardon. What did I lie about? What did I say? What did I say?
all this crap is your own ideology. Nazism, socialism, that's a left-wing concept.
It's a left-wing concept. Left-wing is all about German purity.
Communism, oppression, censoring free speech, that's a left-wing concept.
We're not censoring free speech. We aren't. You're not censored. You're just not on YouTube because a company decided they didn't want your bullshit on their site. And since nobody pays to be on YouTube, they can fucking kick you to the curb whenever they want. It happened to me, and I dealt with it. So did these guys. First of all, you make it millions of dollars so you can have your own goddamn servers. You can pay for your own traffic. And you still post this shit on Rumble and on BitChute and all these other sites. What censorship is going on? I'm dead serious. What censorship? We are watching this motherfucker on video on the internet. And you know what? Oh, son of a bitch. You know where you can't watch this? Anybody got an idea? Russia. That's right. Russia will not give you access to BitChute or YouTube at all. Done. The fact that he's even able to say this to me, and you and I are able to watch this bullshit as he whines about this, is proof that he's full of shit.
I didn't even get through half the stack of news, folks.
Yeah, you got distracted with whinging about, why am I being censored in a video that's on the internet that anyone in the West can access if they so choose?
But you get the point.
Yes, I get the point. You like wearing Henleys and tweed jackets. You've got a steampunk, like, Glenn Beck crossover outfit going. Yes, I understand.
Everything you've been told about Ukraine is pretty much a lie.
Yeah, it's not a country. It's actually an island. It's surrounded by water, not NATO countries, and nobody there speaks Ukrainian or Russian. Crimea is actually pronounced Crimea, and I'm gonna
Left wing in America.
Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze because I'm allergic to whatever dust. They don't clean up over at BitChute very much.
Are the true Nazis, the true oppressors, and the true villains.
The true oppressors, the true villains, the lizard people.
And the sooner we realize that and stand against it, the sooner we can probably save this planet and this country.
Yeah. Now let's go to a commercial where we sell prepper food. I couldn't get through this in time because we have, let me guess. It looks like we're going to commercial. Yep. Motherfucker. A minute 42 into a clip they post on BitChute, and this asshole is, oh God, selling ads on a video that he says is being censored. What the fuck are they selling? What's the... Okay, so they go to break. Yeah, they're just selling the whole thing. It's just one of these things. Like, yeah, you can watch. You can. I'm selling the channel you can't watch. Shut the fuck up.
If you're the viewing audience here, you can see it. If you're a listening audience, I'll just drop this massive stack on the desk, and maybe you can hear how big this stack of news stories is.
Yeah, I believe that radio is the theater of the mind. It's a blue folder with a bunch of printouts in it. By the way, from mainstream media sources. Don't get me wrong. They definitely pepper in right-wing conspiracy sites and nutty bullshit and QAnon and all that stuff. And they pepper it in there with like Washington Post stories and stuff as if they're on the same level. And the weird part isn't necessarily that they consider the Washington Post, or that they consider the crazy QAnon stuff on the same level as the Washington Post, but that they consider the Washington Post at all.
Whole folder, Ukraine neo-Nazis. And
well, I mean, that and it's got neo-Nazis? Okay, motherfucker. First of all, you either pronounce an I or it belongs to Ukrainian neo-Nazis. Will you please give them back their folder full of shit? This is what do you have? Their fucking press releases? How did you get the neo-Nazis Ukraine documents? Do you know them personally? Evil Abe Lincoln impersonator? Ukraine neo-Nazi?
Great crew here has
It's neo-Nazis.
done is we have compiled here, and this is all mainstream news, leftist news sources.
Leftist news sources. So it's trustworthy now, right? Because it says stuff before that you want, like, and whatever. Okay.
All prior to February 2022, admitting and covering the neo-Nazi groups in Ukraine.
Right. That apparently are so neo-Nazi and so leftist that they're getting together with the Jewish president. See, that's how you know Nazis are left-wing, is because they're being run by George Soros. And the Jews that they killed during the Holocaust clearly were people that, oh shit, I got to get my button up here or I'm going to get like tagged as something. So they only sided with certain Jews to get rid of, it's like
What?
Ashkenazis mixed with the other Nazi, like these are Jewish Nazi. Jesus Christ.
You see, that's what's so...
See what this guy, I mean, this is the only footage we have of Zelensky before he got elected.
frustrating about this is that when you live in reality and you just...
Yes. I'm sure we could never hold on. Let me just see if I can So you're saying that's bad. So being in front of that flag, like if anybody in your country is in front of that flag, then the whole country is under that flag. Oh, sorry, I don't know how that got there. Sorry, with this. Okay, so this guy who looks like a right-wing wannabe ISIS member quit it. I don't know who keeps putting that in there. Stop it. I mean, it's wrong that quit. Who? Anyways, you guys, what I was trying to say was stop it. The nerve. I don't know why. Quit that. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's not. This guy doesn't look at all like a dangerous loner sending messages into the void at all. All right.
How the world works, and you just have basic geopolitical knowledge and
yes, it's round. It's obviously flat. I'm kidding. And it's cold at the top, but not as cold.
Domestic political knowledge.
Uh-huh.
You see the lies of the mainstream news and you're just stunned, but then you see how the public just buys all of it up.
They buy it up. Yeah, they don't even gobble it up. They don't guzzle it down. They purchase it. Apparently.
Just lops up the propaganda like a pig in.
You lop it up. You mean lap it up? I mean, if you just have a sort of a baseline understanding of the English language, maybe you're going to say shit like
Lop.
this. Oh, you lop slop and you lap slap? What happened?
Stunning. And see, the first response is, you assume these people would want to be informed. You assume these people would want to know the truth.
Yeah, you would assume that these people wouldn't realize that the country with a Jewish president isn't completely overrun by these small groups of right-wing neo-Nazis that lay claim to the history of those land because they believe it's part of Slavic blood and shit like that. Because parts of Odessa fought with the Germans and they still got a chip on their shoulder about being part of Russia in the first place because of the Holodomor. And so that, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And therefore that was how my No. I mean, look at this march. Hold on. Let me see if I think, let's see. I mean, obviously, America is exactly this all the time. That's why it's why we have a black vice president. We're about to have a black woman on the SCOTUS. Because, I mean, how many of these pictures, like if you watch the normal news, you'd see these folks and you'd go, these are just a sliver of the country trying to enforce their awfulness on everybody else. But you know better because you've seen the people that support the statue of Robert E. Lee. Those are the folks. This is obviously, there's only 2 of these people in the whole country. But these guys, that's a lot of people. There you go. That's the whole country. That is America as, according to InfoWars, this is America. And the whole thing about a black vice president and a black woman on the Supreme Court or religious or ethnic plurality in the country or an openness to experience other cultures, the fact that we could be multilingual and any of that stuff, that's all just a ruse to hide the fact that just like Ukraine, this is us, right? Okay.
Like you, they don't.
No, and here's what I don't understand is why that guy in the corner, I don't know if you could see this, you guys, that guy down in the corner, that guy is wearing an InfoWars backpack. Why won't the mainstream media point out that the neo-Nazis in southern Ukraine are all got free InfoWars backpacks that they ordered on the website?
Folks, they don't want to know the truth. They like being.
They don't like they don't. Well, I don't want to know the truth. I would like to see video of this where it shows everybody else like booing and giving them the finger or something. But okay.
Lied to, because in their eyes, They view the lies as a political advantage for themselves. So
your eyes, I am complete. Your eyes, a Nazi feet. Your eyes. All right.
go along with all the lies.
Heil Ukraine. Heil der Nation. Death to the enemies. Ukraine above all. Hail Ukraine. Right. And this is anti-Maidan Deutschen. So, so these are against the Euromaidan Germans posting this, I guess? I don't know. So, Hail Ukraine, which is basically the same thing as Heil Hitler. I mean, it's basically the same. If you think about it, linguistically, what's the difference? Obviously, hail one thing, hail the other, you know. Hallelujah, hail Satan. What's the, I mean, who is this Luya person anyways?
You know, they can't have an actual intellectual discussion or an intellectual debate or a policy debate or show how their policy.
By the way, this is the worst teen sex romp comedy movie I've ever seen. This is like evil meatballs.
These or ideologies are successful. So they buy all the lies and sell all the lies because it's the
Glory to Ukraine.
only way they can continue.
Okay, so see the kids putting their fist up? Same as, I mean, it might as well be a Nazi salute, right? I mean, if you put your fist in the air, and I'm glad InfoWars is pointing this out, that basically, if you put your fist in the air to salute something, you're basically doing a Heil Hitler. I mean, there's no difference in the, hey, quit it. I'm trying to tell a serious point. If you, and it's really good that these, you know, that if these kids put their fist in the air, it is not similar to what black athletes did against the Germans or anything. That's a, hey, quit it. That's not right. Quit it. All fists in the air basically is the exact same as, well, at least he doesn't look Nazi-ish. All right. Yes, your cat does that. Clearly, your cat is a Nazi.
To exist politically.
Yes, look at the fists in the air. I love how this is death to the enemies. Yes, they're being invaded. Kid's wearing a fucking British. He's wearing a Union Jack.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember how the Nazis treated the British and how the people who fly the Union Jack felt about Nazis. Anybody? No?
Here you go. I mean, let's just spend a whole segment covering
wait a minute. What was that? That was
lies because it's the only way they can continue to exist politically.
Glory to the nation. Death to the
So here
enemy.
you go. I mean,
Ukraine.
Let's just spend a whole
wait a minute. Why is there a question mark? That's what I want to know. Here we get
all
we get
the
these
lies
guys.
and sell all the lies because it's the
Glory to the heroes.
only way they can continue to.
Shut up, dude. I'm trying to work out the subtitles on this. Watch how it goes to Ukraine like with a question mark.
Exist politically.
Glory to the nation. What nation would that be?
So here you go. I mean,
Ukraine.
let's just spend a whole segment.
Yeah, and then I'm sorry, you skipped right past the dudes with the tiki torches. Hold on, son of a bitch. Why is this so? Hold on.
So here you go. I mean, let's just spend a whole segment.
So what? Revolution. Hail to the nation. Death to the enemies. Ukraine above all. Again, all language issues aside, the using hail versus and Heil linguistically, because this is a German site. This is antimaidan.deutsch Facebook, right? That means they speak Dutch. That means they speak German. So they would write Heil like that instead of hail. Other people would say hail. They would say Heil. So basically, hail to the king. When Elvis said it, basically Heil Hitler, according to InfoWars. Also, this doesn't stick out to you at all as I mean, if you're going to line it up group to group, and those, you're saying those are Nazis marching during Euromaidan, I'm assuming. They cut away from it, but I'm assuming that's where he's going. Yeah, hail to the chief. Basically the same thing. Basically. Hail to the chief. That's what they're really saying. Hail to der Chiefin. So it looks like to me, since that was from 2014, more than likely that footage right there, that these guys were taking a page out of the Nazis overseas that were also marching in Germany and other places for the tiki torches. And it is perfectly fine, by the way, to say HAL to the Sparks. HAL squad assemble. That's right.
Covering mainstream news articles.
Right.
I mean, the last thing, one of the last things they voted on in Congress.
I know. There's mainstream news articles about neo-Nazis in the United States that I don't know why InfoWars won't. Look at this. This is PBS. This is the public broadcasting service. This, oh my gosh. This, on Vox, well-known left-wing site showing these guys. So the left-wing media seems to draw attention to Nazis bad? Is that seems weird to you? I don't know. That seems normal to me.
During the Obama administration was to continue funding neo-Nazis.
That's what they're doing. Why did this dude suddenly become like InfoWars Jerry Seinfeld? Why are they funding Nazis? Well, technically, asshole, when Yanukovych was in charge, that's the reason we sent pillows and blankets and we didn't send offensive weapons, because we were worried that they would end up in the hands of bad people, and specifically Russians that would end up killing Ukrainians, who aren't Nazis, by the way, for the record, in case anybody is on the fence about what I mean by irony and sarcasm and reality, and missed this earlier.
What?
In case this slipped by someone, just for the record.
I'm not even kidding you.
I know you're not kidding. You're just fucking bananas.
2016, one of the last things in that Congress with Obama was, are we going to continue funding neo-Nazis in Ukraine?
Is that people pushing back against it because they were trying to gut Ukraine on behalf of Russia were standing on the floor going, are we going to keep giving those people money?
Pocket. And then 4 years later, they say they don't exist. Well, they do exist.
First of all, nobody says they don't exist. They just don't exist in any massive numbers in a way that justifies the murder of Ukrainians. 44 million Ukrainians being killed or broomed from their homes because of a group the size of these assholes. Nobody's pretending that they don't exist and that they're there. We're just, I have an issue with asserting that because they exist, somehow that's the fault of everybody else in the fucking country, and they deserve to be killed. Oh, thank you, Scott. We'll bring him around. Hold on.
And here's all you liars covering their existence for the last 20 years.
How are they lying about them if they're covering them? I mean, you have a whole folder of coverage. But also, are you pretending that Zelensky and Yanukovych are no different? And the pre-Yanukovych presidents and prime ministers of Ukraine that did not have a relationship with the EU and were absolute, lockstep sock puppets with Russia, that they weren't feeding into this. Or that, by the way, the Nazis that you're clamoring about weren't dropped off there by Russia.
So I have to do my best here not to get frustrated at the constant lying from these people, but...
Yes, don't get frustrated. Don't do it. You might nick yourself trimming your neck beard.
It's getting harder every day. So here we go.
I mean, look at these people with their Ukrainian flag. They're wearing balaclavas. They're marching in the street. One nation, one motherland, Ukraine, hang Russians. Yeah, it sounds very Nazi-esque to me. Doesn't sound like a bunch of people fucking pissed that their country was invaded in 2014 and has been attacked ever since and is now being surrounded and attacked. I don't know why these people are so miffed.
Now here's just a basic screen grab.
Yeah, that should be enough. A basic screen grab. That's all the info I need in my wars.
Of all the different headlines, all the different sources.
Yeah, just headlines. You know, headlines are where you go for the depth of the article. What's really being said? Because, I mean, who can't look at a headline and know exactly that the content of the article is in line with the reality of the world, much less, all right.
Western media before February 2022, and it's all of them.
Yeah, I mean, who can't see that? I'll just trust you. Western media before February 20. Western media. First of all, fucko, you're Western media. InfoWars exists as a part of the free speech substructure of the Western media. You're not even saying mainstream media, fucko. This is Russian. This is literally attack documents. This is propaganda. Western? Fuck you. Why is there never a Proud Boy around when you need one? Hey, sorry, I should also have this one up there. Hey, Proud Boys,
what?
Stand back and stand by, because apparently your Western chauvinist ways are not being respected.
What?
It's true. They're not. They're not being respected by blowhard wars.
Covering the neo-Nazis in Ukraine. So we'll just go through this whole stack of news here.
What?
So you get the point. And then you can show this to your friends and family that think Ukraine is the good guys and think Putin's lying about getting the Nazis out of Ukraine. Nope.
Yeah, he's not lying about it. That's I mean, they make them young these days. I mean, did you see those little kids holding up their fists? Those are little bitty Nazis. You got to get them out. I almost, in a moment of aggravation, called up pictures of dead Ukrainians to put over this asshole, but to push back on this bullshit. But you guys have seen it. You don't need it. You can go look it up on your own. But this guy is asserting that the people that are being killed in Ukraine they're all collateral damage at best for a necessary denazification of Ukraine. That Putin's actions, rolling in entire apartment blocks, hospitals, shopping malls, that's where the Nazis are. You got to wipe them out. And if there's some people that get killed in the mess, the Nazis there are so bad. They're so bad. And how do we know they're Nazis? Because they want to work with the UK and France and Germany and the United States and Canada and other countries that recognize Israel as a real country, right?
Honest about that. Turns out everything Putin says is all real. It's all true.
Jesus. Well, I guess that's it. That's it. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, InfoWars in a fucking nutshell. Run that by me again, fucko. What?
Think Ukraine is the good guys and think Putin's lying about getting the Nazis out of Ukraine. Nope, he's being honest about that. Turns out everything Putin says is all real. It's all true.
Everything Putin says is all real and it's all true, including the fact that the Ukrainian people are really Russians, and the ones that aren't don't deserve to live. You know what's real? Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Putin. Hold on. Hold on. Let me back up. There you go. Putin's here's some of what Putin has said that's all true. Putin's warnings to anti-war Russians evoke Stalinist purges. This, I mean, how much more of a Nazi can you be? Look at this lady. There's like if you line up the lines on her shoes and where she's put the dirt, you can kind of see an S on this shoe and then an S on this one. All right. Kremlin doubled down Thursday on recent statements by Vladimir Putin that Russian society would benefit from what he called a cleansing of scum and traitors who align with the West in its criticism of the war in Ukraine. Yeah. Everything I say is true. I'm the happiest guy, except for that Jew that runs the neo-Nazi country next to mine. Oh, yeah. Meeting via teleconference. The Russian people will always be able to distinguish true patriots from scum. Scum, filth, and scummy scum. So Putin's, okay, this is his article from the, Kremlin.ru and then NPR and then Kremlin. The back and forth on this shit. Screw that. All right. I'm convinced that such a natural and necessary cleansing of society will only strengthen our country, our solidarity, cohesion, and readiness to respond to any challenges, he said in remarks that were more broadly addressed Russia's efforts. On Thursday, he said, in such a difficult time, many people show their true colors. Very many people are showing themselves, as we say in Russian, to be traitors. Is that, do you say that in Russian? Because that's funny, because you hear that a lot these days. That word traitors gets bandied about quite a bit. They vanish from our lives themselves, he added. Some people are leaving their posts. Some are leaving their active work life. Some leave the country and move to other countries. That is how the cleansing happens. We're not rounding them up and getting rid of them. They're self-deporting. Where have we heard that before? Right-wing Ezekiel. There we go. Hold on one second. Got to go down further. See the true. Okay, it's too far down the articles. Anyways, Nazis used to say that Jews weren't dying in the camps; they were leaving. That the trains were actually going out of the country. That they were being deported.
Except, I guess, when he said he wasn't going to invade Ukraine. I guess that's the one line. Ukraine celebrates not.
Yeah, that one lie about I'm not going to invade a country. Everything else was just a little fib.
Collaborator bans book critical.
Ukraine celebrates Nazi collaborator bans book critical of pogrom's leader.
Pogrom's leader.
Pilgrim. I'm kidding.
Times of Israel. Ukraine, I guess when I get the date, I'll.
Yeah, because, hold on. This is like America dealing with the fact that we had, slave holders that signed we had some people who signed basically half and half. The founding fathers are half slave owners and half not. And even the ones that had them at the time, many of them were against it over time or tried to change the law to get rid of it. That was one of the reasons they were splitting with England, because that had been set up before they came over, because that had been happening for about 150 years before we became America.
Date too. Not all of these are dated. Ukraine makes
Yeah, they're not. I mean, dates don't matter. 2016.
Of Nazi collaborator, a national
collaborator. All right.
Today and bans book people. Critical of anti-Semitic leader. Newsweek, 2018. Far-right militias in Europe plan to confront Russian forces, a research group says.
Whoops. Far who? Far what? Far. See, because there's see that little symbol down there in the corner? And then see that word keeps coming up again? That wasn't supposed to be in the stack.
And it's all about the
far right? You mean far left? I mean, God, we're talking about Nazis here. These are National Socialists. These neo-Nazis don't care about the genetic line that goes through that's not what they're doing.
What?
There. Yes, it's true. I mean it.
Ukrainian Azov battalion, the Nazis that they're
Yes, the far right Nazis, the far right part, which by the way lost in the election when the Jew was elected. Oh boy.
front.
So you're just gonna by the way, these are stacked, these are in order, so that of some sort. So that's far right, and who are they talking about? They're talking about these guys, the Azov fighters at that time.
Azov fighters are
Oh, wait. Okay,
Ukraine's greatest weapon and maybe its greatest threat. The Guardian.
run that by me again, because the Guardian, I'm fairly certain, is pretty left-leaning as things go, considering their English and they're for the National Health Service. Let's see.
Far-right militias in Europe plan to confront
Far-right.
Russian forces.
Yes, right. Fart right. Fart right extremists have joined together with the ass off
Research
battalion.
group says,
Yeah, they have farted their ass off, and it's true.
and it's all about the Ukrainian Azov battalion.
Who are far right, hence the article. I said article. She's a bit hot. Oh, sorry, the audio's loud on that.
Nazis that they're going to confront.
You mean the far right Nazis?
Azov fighters are Ukraine's greatest weapon and maybe its greatest threat. The Guard.
All right, there you go. Because they're vicious fucking fighters, and they'll fight to the death for what they view as the homeland. The problem is they don't like everybody that's there, and so they're kind of a problem internally. In the same way that I got news for you. A bunch of, where are these guys? I got news for you. A bunch of these guys, at least in their own mind, would fight in the military to destroy Islamic terrorists that want to destroy the country. They'll fight for it, but they'll also fight against the rights of their fellow Americans. Yeah, we get it. Jesus Christ.
In 2014, covering the
No, you're reading me headlines and you're showing me video, and I'm supposed to assume that these are related because of what?
Nazi army group.
Look at that big Ukrainian flag flying. Oh, man.
Ukraine designates national holiday to commemorate Nazi collaborator. They
It's going over there. This is a Nazi testing the Nazi porta potties. The blue, and by the way, this is these are people pushing back against and this, you'll notice yellow and blue. This is like flag colors for their defensive positions because they were fighting for their country.
literally celebrate Nazis in Ukraine.
Literally celebrating Nazis. I mean, you can't. That's the problem. And now they're blowing up all the Nazi stores.
Neo-Nazi groups recruit Brits to fight in Ukraine.
Wait, what Brits were they? Oh, you mean the pro-Brexit racist ones?
That's The Guardian, 2018. Now, by the way, just to side
By the way, these are just headlines. If I read the actual article, it would fuck my entire argument into a cocked hat.
this and bring
Look at this guy. Wait a minute. Hold on. Who's that dude? You can't
to
just show
fight
me
in
that
Ukraine.
guy.
That's The Guardian.
Wait a minute. Read what's the rest of this article, fucko? Neo-Nazis are exploiting what? The war in Ukraine for their own purposes? Separatist regions? And what are they exploiting for their own purposes? You dumb fuck. Oh my God. Like, you can't even broom out the shit that capsizes your fucking argument? You have all that paper on your desk. You bring in a whole other folder full of shit, and you can't even look through it to go, gee, I wonder which of these articles will totally fuck my my argument sideways. How old are these papers? They're like 2016, 2018. Some of them were earlier. And a lot of these are like, the Azovs are fucked up. Or the seeds of them were. And a lot of like Ukrainians that have been around for a long time still celebrate this guy they view as a neo-Nazi, anti-Semitic collaborator, that guy, whatever, because he fought off the fucking Russians in World War II.
2018. Now
Whoa. Back up. He actually shows it. Hold on. It accidentally.
Neo-Nazi groups recruit Brits to fight in Ukraine. That's The Guardian, 2018.
I guess you guys are just losing your. This is a part of the info war where your soldiers are shooting themselves in the dick. This is the when the info rifle, when you're cleaning it and you blow your fucking balls off. Alex, come get your boy. He done fucked up. Look at the title. Neo-Nazis are exploiting Russia's war in Ukraine for their own purposes. Neo-Nazis are exploiting Russia's war in Ukraine for their own purposes. Son of a, like, this is not fair. Dude, you can't do my job for me. That's ridiculous. Hold on one second. I gotta see if I can, let's see, do I have a, something? No, I need something. Hold on, I gotta switch places. One second. Yeah, this is the best I can do right now. Whoops, hold on. All right, let's see. Here you go. Hey, I'll swap out with you. How about that? Now, I'll do this part, and you do my job for me. You're going to have to shave, though. Fantastic. This is a good look for me. No, it isn't. This would be awful. Like, this is singularly the worst I could ever look, as looks go. No, it doesn't look good on me. This is ridiculous. I look like a skinhead country musician. I look like a dude who'd have a, hey man, I got a bunch of, we got to stop these commies, man. We got to stop them. I look like Lee Greenwood without his toupee. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free to post bullshit videos to say they're censoring me, and I gladly bullshit to sell some prepper food to crazies here today. And ain't no doubt I work for Alex Jones, who's worried about the frogs turning gay. All right. I do look a bit like Shel Silverstein. That book on the back of the picture on the back of the giving tree is the scariest fucking picture I've ever seen. All right, here we go.
Now, by the way, just to sidestep
the fact that here are these assholes standing here and everybody's filming them and this dude's trying to get them back because nobody wants them there and they're wearing masks. Why would they be wearing masks? The whole country's pro-Nazi, fucko. Why are they wearing balaclavas? Why are they covering their face? Why mask up if these toddlers are supporting you?
Yes. And
look at this dude. I'm going to stand over here with my rifle. Yeah, because we've never seen a Jan Sixer who looks like that standing outside the fucking Michigan courthouse. That's all I need to see. This guy doesn't look like he wants to go down and kill Chechens or anything.
Some
Azov took part in the battles with the enemies. Okay.
Other news.
Yeah, this is. Oh, by the way, the Azov, the neo-Nazi guys who are mad that the Azov battalion is slipping from their grasp and is becoming a nationalistic group without the racist element are pissed off, and they're making like polished ISIS videos to go, this was our idea. Azov was our thing. We came up with ass off.
This. British.
Now it's going to grow into a regiment with its own material and artillery. Yeah, this is the dude. We saw a video with this asshole where he was like, they're not, they want to act like we're not really in charge, and we really are. We may have only been 8% of the people who showed up on Euromaidan, but we were 90% of the effectiveness of it. That bullshit? You mean you killed 90% of the people that were there because you were siding with fucking Yanukovych.
Individuals, American individuals, and others who have been tricked into going to fight this war for Ukraine are actually realizing.
Yeah, they're standing there going, oh my God, I don't even speak German.
They've been lied to.
It's terrible. Really? That they've been lied to by you? They're like, I want to go fight in Ukraine. Why? I'm going to shoot some Nazis. I'm going to help Vladimir Putin out. He's got the greatest plan. He said he's got one. He said that's what they're doing. So I went there. Oh shit. InfoWars lied to me. I've got a bayonet up my ass.
There was an individual that posted this on 4chan, I think it is.
Oh, well, I mean, what? Stop right there. I mean, why not? Why not just tell us it was Q and let us and which subreddit was it? I mean, if it's 4chan, there are no lies on 4chan. None.
I guess I fell for the Azov meme. Recently graduated with no job, so I decided to fly over to Germany and then take a bus to the border of Ukraine. I told them I wanted to join Azov Battalion, and they put me in this unorganized foreign unit with a couple other Americans and mostly British guys. We did jack for the first few days, but flash forward.
Oh, hold on. This guy's a Nazi, and he went over there to join the Azov Brigade to be a Nazi, and they were like, yeah, dude, we don't really have a thing.
Now, and they sent us to the southwest edge of Kiev with nothing but M9 pistols and an AK-47 with half a clip if you're lucky. We are basically going to be human meat shields for the actual trained Ukraine forces. I hear gunshots.
So wait. This guy got turned on by the Nazi idea of the Azov Brigade or the battalion being Nazi. So he went over to the border to join the to join with what he thought were a bunch of Nazis. Yes, he's making my own point for me again. And they were like, yeah, we really aren't part of the whole thing. What do you, here's a gun and a half broken rifle. They're not protecting us because we're Nazis. They're letting us absorb bullets. What? What is this supposed to? Why does this asshole think this is evidence? Why in the world does he think this makes his point?
It's an artillery less than.
Fuck this shit. Look down at the bottom. Fuck this shit. You guys lied to me, and now I'm going to probably get killed. So he went to join what he thought were the Nazis.
Mile away.
I mean, look at his fucking mask. He's wearing the same mask as the dude in the Nazi video.
I was lied to, and now I'm going to probably get killed. Now, what did I say a month ago when all this happened? I said, don't be tricked into becoming a human shield for the New World Order. Don't be tricked into becoming...
Wait a minute. For the New World Order? Hang out. What the fuck are you talking about? You just told us the place is overrun with Nazis. So if you're a Nazi sympathizer, there's no better job for you in the world, apparently, than to show up at the fucking border of Ukraine and go, I'm here to fight. Which way are the Jews? What? You're the one who just told why would he not? That guy went there to be a Nazi. And when he got there, they're like, yeah, there's no fucking Nazi. We don't have any. I mean, there's a few of us Nazis around here. We got a couple of British Nazis. We all watched the video too. We showed up here thinking this was the Ukrainian version of ISIS. And I got a power bar and 2 rounds of ammunition, and they keep sending us to the front. I don't know how to not interfere in this. Like, this is just Darwinism at its worst. Or best, depending on your opinion, I suppose.
Human shield for the Biden administration. Don't be tricked.
His message to Nazis. Don't let yourself get tricked into fighting for freedom and democracy. If you want to go over and be a full-on Nazi, this is so fucking backwards. This is kind of amazing. Right? I'm this is really bizarre because he's making everything he pulls up, it makes the opposite argument. What?
Becoming a human shield for the Great Reset.
So he's hitting all three: the Biden administration, the New World Order, and the Great Reset. Yeah, don't die a Nazi for stuff you don't believe in. Die a Nazi to fight against that. Go to Russia and believe what Putin says and fight against the pro-Biden Nazis. What the fuck?
And then Putin said the exact same thing. And now the people that went over there to volunteer to fight for Ukraine are realizing that's exactly what they got tricked into doing.
They came from around the world to fight for Ukraine. Then their training camp was bombed. That's not the same story, fucko. This isn't the same thing. That's not what it is. Those people who came had a training camp. The guy you were just talking about got a porta potty, an empty revolver, and a ham sandwich. What the fuck? They can't. Yeah, hold on.
We go on. Washington.
Yes, please. Oh wait, hey, it's me. Hold on. That's just weird. Yeah, I showed up. How did I end up in Ukraine? Well, I'll tell you what. I was at Charlotte, and I was dusting my knuckles on some Antifa, and somebody offered me a bus ticket to Ukraine. Anyways, I got here a little while ago. I'm soaking fucking wet, because apparently buses don't float. And I go there, and I want to sign up to kill me some Nazis. Or no, I go there to be a Nazi, and then they tell me I've got to kill some Nazis, and I don't. Anyways, they shaved my head and shoved me out in the snow. It's a long story. I grew this beard so I could go home, so they wouldn't know it was me. That's really funny. What are the odds? That's so straight. I've been over here for weeks, you know. I've been looking for some Nazis. And, what? Oh, no. Looking for some Nazis to hook up with. Yeah, I heard on InfoWars, they're all over the fucking place. And then I gotta show up and there aren't any. Everybody I asked, like, hey, where are the Nazis? And they're like, they're over there, shoot. And you're like, no, I want to join them. And then they beat the snot out of me and tried to chuck me off a roof. Probably Russians. That was my bad, because they didn't realize I was on their side and of the Nazis. And anyways, long story short, probably going to get shot. So I've decided to start. I've decided to start taking hormones while I'm over here, because I wasn't able to grow a full beard before. Mine was just spotty. That's just ridiculous. That's so weird.
Neo-Nazis are exploiting Russia's war in Ukraine.
Dude, you can't just read the article I just talked about.
That's exactly what they got tricked into doing. We go on. Washington Post. Neo-Nazis are exploiting Russia's war in Ukraine for their own purposes. Oh, I thought they didn't exist.
No, they know they exist. They're not the majority of the people there. They're not. They don't need. Ukraine doesn't need to be denazified by fucking force, you dipshit.
The Week. Brits join neo-Nazi militia in Ukraine.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Nazi Brits. Right. Militia. As in non-governmental organization. Loosely. I mean, that's what the guy was just bitching about. He got one handgun and a half-loaded. Oh, Jesus.
2018.
Russia steps up pressure on Ukraine to disarm far-right groups. Is that what they said? Yes. Pressure on Ukraine to disarm them. Right. Yeah. Oh, which far-right ones are you talking about? You know, the Nazis. We don't have any Nazis. Yeah, you do. Where? Right there. We didn't know there were Nazis here. Oh, yeah, we put them there.
Russia steps up pressure on Ukraine to disarm far.
This is, anybody remember the old Bill Hicks book, bit about Shane, Jack Palance, Shane throwing the gun at the sheep herder's feet, and how a lot of people came away thinking that was uniquely American or some shit. That's exactly what Russia did with Nazis. They fund them and dump them.
All right, neo-Nazi groups.
Or in the other direction. By the way, Russia steps up pressure on Ukraine to far-right groups. Don't you mean far left? Didn't you start this whole fucking thing saying that Nazis are socialists and therefore far left?
Moscow Times. Russia says Ukraine clash shows Kiev not disarming militants.
Oh, well, this is in 2014. Russia says Ukraine clash shows that, oh, I see. So because Ukraine is fighting back against a Russian invasion, it proves that they're not disarming the people that are fighting against the Russian invasion. What the fuck?
That's
it. That's in 2014. In 2014 at 4:00 in the morning on April 20th. Hold on, 1 second. Good Lord. Whoops. Hold on. That's, yeah, here it is. April 20th. This is what he's referencing. Russia says Ukraine clash shows Kiev not disarming militias, okay? What's that referencing? What clash? This one. Fatal clash at Ukrainian checkpoint breaks Easter Sunday ceasefire. These are all, of course, Nazis. You can tell they're doing the special Nazi salute to their foreheads. The Russian Orthodox Church near Donetsk, which was taken over by pro-Russia activists. I'm sorry, what? Which has been taken over by pro-Russia activists. You have what? Slovyansk, Ukraine. Just hours after Ukraine's government declared an Easter truce, a gunfight erupted early Sunday, leaving 3 people dead at a checkpoint manned by a pro-Russia militia outside the Rostov city in eastern Ukraine. It was the worst violence since diplomats from the U.S., the European Union, Russia, and Ukraine signed an agreement last week in Geneva that sought to de-escalate tension in the region. The Russian and by the way, worst violence since they did this. There was other violence, but this is the worst. And who did it? Who attacked a church after the ceasefire? Pro-Russian militias. The new mayor of Slovyansk, meanwhile, begged Russian President Vladimir Putin to send peacekeepers to protect the people. That's the guy telling, like, send in more little green men. Ukraine's leaders fear that Putin is looking for any excuse to take a more direct action in the nation's east, where the residents speak Russian and distrust the central authorities in Kiev because they've been put there by Russia and they're supplanting them the same way China's doing with Han Chinese in Xinjiang. The security service of Ukraine called Sunday's attack a cynical provocation staged by pro-Russia elements. President Putin has a dream to restore the Soviet Union. Every day he goes further and further, and God knows where is the final destination. Ukraine's Prime Minister Yatsenyuk. This is Yats. This is the guy that a lot of the dipshits that are saying that America, that Ukraine's a puppet state because they were talking about this guy being PM because he refused the job and then he was, and then he ended up, being put in position by the new president there after Yanukovych was fled the country and went to Russia for safety, where he lives to this day. I think they gave him a place in Belarus too. But the United States says that about 40,000 Russian troops are gathered along Russia's border with Ukraine. This is, again, same shit. This is the clash they're talking about. Okay, what does this say? Now, these were pro-Russian militants that attacked the church. Does this fucker do any work? I mean, do they just assume people only watch clips so they can just kind of dick around until they find something that works and then only put this? Fucking hell. Russia says a Ukraine clash shows Kiev is not disarming militias. Apparently somebody was able to fire back. We were supposed to be able to shoot up this church without anybody returning fire.
Who News 2014, the militants they're discussing, the neo-Nazi groups.
No. The militants they're discussing are the people who apparently were fighting back against these pro-Russian guys who shot up the church. We'll do another. I guess the pictures take longer to load, and it's mostly ads. Hold on. Let's see, Zosima, the miracle worker who died in 2002. Sorry, because Zosima had been a confessor and a spiritual advisor of Yanukovych, the ousted president, opposition leaders say they expect that Yanukovych came to hide in the monastery before he was, after he was overthrown. That's the story. By the way, that's a fascinating fucking story of Yanukovych getting out of the country, how he managed to escape, how they had to fly him around. They wouldn't let his plane land. Fucking amazing. And by the way, in case you're just joining us, hi, you're watching HAL Sparks Mega Worldwide. I do this show every day from 3 to 5 o'clock approximately most days. And then on Thursdays, I'm on an hour later, and therefore I go to about 6 o'clock. And today's video is brought to you by you guys. Your super chats, your support. You're what's turning this into something, into a real show. I appreciate it more than you know. We're growing, and it's wonderful to see. But we need all the help we can get. So like and subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show, and there you go. And maybe one day I'll catch up with these fucking assholes who have millions of dollars and millions of viewers and can manage it. Philip, I saw Philip post today, so he seems to be okay. Thank you, Stellar. I look super buff on Stuttering John stream. Well, you know, that's the tank top. That'll do it for you. Thank you for being a Patreon supporter. I appreciate it. And bless you. And the patrons are who bring us the gear and allow us to make the show physically possible. And then the super chats and all that kind of stuff, so I can eat and have insurance and shit like that, because I'm currently self-employed. There you go. Oh, he just super chatted me? He did? Okay, hold on. Lulu Girl did. Oh, there's Philip. Here if you want to Skype. Excellent. We will do that as a separate thing, because I'm not using the Skype for that. I'm using another piece of software because I'm on the wrong setup. So the thing we did before that I sent you a link for, I have to get another link for that. So after I shut down this show, we'll gather and tape something that I can post tomorrow. You and I can just talk, and we'll post what we're doing. That'll be easier. Yes, so Philip, I see you, and we'll do that after I'm done with this show. We'll do that. Oh, and you were on Steph today. That's awesome. They used you. Yay! See? I do have some influence in the world. Excellent. Yes, don't forget to slap the like button, give it a thumbs up, support the show, all that stuff. Okay, here we go. Fighting Russia in Ukraine sadly appeals to racist far-right extremists. Again, far-right. Far-right. What? Far-right. Far-right. Not far-left, far-right. What the hell?
And so, I mean, folks, it just goes on and on.
New glory to Ukraine army chant invokes nationalist past. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? A lot of countries have nationalist past when they're under fucking attack.
And on new glory to Ukraine army chant invokes...
Gorilla, thank you so much. Invokes nationalist past?
Nationalist past.
So?
Yeah, the nationalist of their neo-Nazis.
The nationalist of their neo-Nazis. The nationalist, nations, any nation is full of Nazis. There you go. I know, right, Ginger? All fucking says far right. All of them. And he's like, all right.
2014, BBC, Ukraine underplays role of far right in conflict. What?
When is that? In 2018? Right. And apparently that turned out to be a reality because these Nazis that went to join the Azov Brigade thinking that they were going to get to fly this flag and be all Nazi-like ended up with a fucking handgun and half a magazine on their dropped once AK-47.
Right. Oh, the neo-Nazis they're discussing, which Nazis are actually leftists, folks. I mean, a socialist is that.
Yeah, it's a socialist is a socialist. All socialists are the same. I mean, I don't even know at this point, you know, because the USSR wasn't officially communist. It was socialist on its way to communism. That was the idea, that they thought getting to communism required passing through socialism to get there. That was the Stalinistic concept. And so basically they were, I don't even know why the Germans fought the Soviets at all, because they're both socialists and all socialists are the same. And sorry,
left. So it's not right. Socialism is a left thing. So stop.
Yeah, that's why they keep saying far right. Yes, socialism is traditionally a left thing, whereas Nazism is a far right thing.
You're saying, oh, Nazis are far right.
Rebuttal. Ukraine is emerging as a critical node for white supremacy extremists. You mean the Brits that are going there and getting fucked up and being used as cannon fodder?
Oh, Nazis are left. Socialism is a left-wing concept.
Amish people are clearly left-wing. They live in communities. They are Luddites. Anybody with an Amish-style beard is clearly a left-winger. Anybody who's a left-winger is basically a socialist. Anybody who's a socialist is a Nazi. Anybody who's a Nazi is also Amish. Anybody who's Amish also has a, oh shit.
Just yet another lie of the mainstream media, another lie of the liberal left, another lie of the progressive.
And again, you're citing mainstream sources in theory, and all of them are all right.
Democrats.
This is just getting.
Socialism is a left-wing concept. So if you're going to be mad about Nazis, you need to be mad about your own political ideology.
That's right. Yes, there's no difference between Bernie Sanders and Heinrich Himmler. We just got pwned. Also, not a socialist, dum-dum. Again, Social Security is a social program. It's not socialism. We're not sending everybody on Social Security to a government hospital. Right? We don't have government stores where people who are on Social Security go to buy their clothes and their fucking food. We give them money from taxpayers as a part of a social insurance that they have paid into over their life so that they don't have to die in poverty, because we're a first world nation and we would like to stave off as much poverty in our country as possible. But we do not direct people to to government stores, government hospitals, and government facilities. That would be socialism, dumb fuck.
And I'm not even going to sit here and say Nazis are representative of socialism or not. I'm just saying to sit.
I'm not saying that they're representative of socialism or not. I'm just saying the word is there, therefore they are and you are. What the fuck?
And say Nazis are far right is an intellectual, ideological lie and falsehood.
Well, then why did you cite articles that refer to them as far right the entire time?
Socialism is an idea of the left, not.
Okay. And again, somebody just pointed out in the chat, I want to roll back to this too, that Hitler didn't start the Nazi Party. He just, Nazi Party wasn't founded by Hitler. He just took it over. National Socialism is in there, but Germany has always been socialist ever since the Otto of Bismarck. It scrolls up when I'm reading. Sorry. Even though he was an imperialist, he knew how to get the people national socialism. Right. Well, he used the idea of nationalism and socialism to appeal to people who were broke and fucked up after World War I, that the government will take care of you until you get on your feet, which was in place in there, and that sense of nationalism that like Germany over everything else because they've been meant to be felt like dogs after their bullshit in the first one was the theory. And so because their feelings were hurt, you got the rise of the Nazi Party. And this is, by the way, the same kind of sympathy bullshit that they try to present about Putin. You're hurting his feelings like Sargon of Akkad, Carl, what's his fuck? was doing this, like, you don't respect Russia. This is what this is all about. Just respect. You don't respect Russia. You don't respect. Well, yeah, I don't respect Jeffrey Epstein either. What's your fucking point? Yeah, but you have to understand, Epstein rapes because you don't respect him. No, it's because he's a rapist. Yeah, but you have to respect the fact that from his point of view, like, that's the argument. It's fucking stupid.
Nazism is socialism. So Nazis are left-wing groups. Let's get it right.
Let's get it right. Let's do that. And no, they aren't. And this is ridiculous. And you're a jackass. This is, and is this a loop?
I mean, folks, I can sit here and just go through this news all.
It is. It is. Did it start over again? This is 10 minutes in. 10:01. Hold on.
To sit here and say Nazis are far right is an intellectual, ideological.
Hold on.
Soldiers join the fight. You know those videos you see of the little kids?
Hold on. That's this bit. Yeah, it's just a loop. The fuck? He just plays this section. Oh, it's just the tag of this part, and then they loop back at the top, and then he goes to, this is the ad that it was supposed to go to for the InfoWars store. By the way, Glenn Beck, you need to step up your game, because Alex Jones is winning the Saddam Hussein television studio wars. Look at the number of fucking screens and shit in there. First of all, it's one guy at a desk. So, all right. Maybe you have another person on occasionally. I think I've seen two people there at the same time. So what, 4 cameras? 2 crisscross, one dead on, and then 2 straight on, so you can get a side angle over the shoulder. So 5 cameras total. What the? And yet we never see that shit. Good Lord. And by the way, I'm not playing his fucking ad by any stretch of the imagination, but this is the, this is, he's selling his get some, has your eagle not been flying as hard as it used to? Do your balls look like wings, all flat and lacking any depth? Do you need some sort of stimulation for your prostate before you feel anything anymore? Well, get the InfoWars prostate eagle. Stick this bird's beak up your ass and feel the tickle of the wings on your balls, and nothing will bring you more sexual stimulation and help get some lead in your pencil besides the lead in these pills, like the InfoWars prostate eagle. That's right. Scree! The prostate eagle. Here's a picture of Alex as he gets the prostate eagle for the first time. Someone's below the desk inserting it right now. And there he is after he's like, you know what? The prostate eagle isn't half bad. Whoa! And if you have an emergency blowout from inserting the prostate eagle too far in your ass, then shop now and get your Let's Go Brandon Tickle Finger foam so you can scoop that sucker right out there, and then, ow! Prostate eagle poking me in the prostate. Boinky, boink, 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 scream! Alex Jones getting the prostate eagle live on camera. There you go. Get some fizzy Magnum in case you need to, if it gets stuck, you can blow it out, dislodge it just by breathing this kind of stuff. You pour that in your drink, and then you use a small funnel, and then you get a friend, and while you're dancing, they can stick the tube up your keister, and then they'll, operating the handy pump that's yours at no extra charge, the pressure of the fizzy magnesium builds up in your rectum and explodes the prostate eagle out of your buttocks. 1-800-HAL, yes. Right. Thanks, 50 plus. Good night. And by the way, how is this not in Info Amish Wars dude's stack of, see, I told you Nazis are everywhere. Look at the imagery in this shit. And by the way, if you'll notice, he's up here like yelling about something. I need more paper. I need more pictures. All this shit says far right. Somebody was supposed to change this to far left, you fucker. Shh, be quiet. Your mic is live. And Putin is the only person currently buying the prostate eagle, and so he's selling it on this pro-Nazi special commercial that he sells. Swastika Jones brand. Infostork.com. Boop. Blow. What the hell? All right, so thanks for watching so far. This has been a fun show. This is our first dip into, and I do mean dip, into InfoWars in a good long while, because it's, it's becoming increasingly hard to find. Not because it's being censored, it's because other people don't want to cradle Alex's fucking balls and his bullshit everywhere. Yeah. Isn't the War Eagle the Nazi Adler? Yes, it is. That doesn't matter though. Hey, Hype Train. Don't forget, twitch.tv/HalSparks. Don't forget to subscribe today if you have Amazon Prime. It doesn't cost you a dime. Thanks for watching. And here we go. Now, since we're hanging around the prostate of the internet, I figured one of the places we could go is of course our dear friends at Flashpoint.
Here, just listen.
There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Gene the Jesus Machine. And then what he's going to play, I'm guessing, because look at the title of this. Welcome to another New World Order. Oh my God, they're just saying New World Order. They're saying New World Order as if it's no fucking big deal. Don't they watch the internet? Don't they know that New World Order is code for something we made up? Don't we know that New World Order means Illuminati, means the Pentaveret? Don't they realize that? But they just say New World Order like it actually means an alliance of democracies that deal with each other on an equal footing, as opposed to the Old World Order. How could they want the New World Order when the Old World Order was so good? Remember slavery and feudalism and monarchy and warlords? That was, things were so much simpler back then. Why can't we go back to the Old World Order, where I can always picture myself as the man with no name in the old Clint Eastwood westerns? Man's got to know his limitations.
I think this presents us with some significant opportunities to make some real changes. We are at an inflection point, I believe, in the world economy. Not just the world economy, in the world. It occurs every 3 or 4 generations. As one of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day, 60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And since then, we established a liberal world order, and that hadn't happened in a long while. A lot of people died, but no.
Yeah. There's been little wars, and there's been stuff along the lines of like Afghanistan and other stuff, but we're not talking about 60 million people in 50 years dying. As a matter of fact, population, if you haven't noticed, even at that point, was way lower. So 60 million as a loss worldwide was a big fucking deal. Now there's 7.6 billion people on the earth, and we're still not even hitting those fucking numbers. Okay, but play this, and then he says, he's talking about a liberal world order, which is what everybody means when they talk about the New World Order. They talk about a liberal world order, where everybody is engaged as democracies, and there's a laissez-faire, live and let live between countries, and we find stuff we can agree on, and there's and we let China and Russia and some of these other groups play in our sandbox because we were under the illusion that they meant well. And as they drop their authoritarian and dictatorial behaviors, that we let them join in. And now a bunch of them are fucking around and finding out that you don't get to stay in automatically.
Near the chaos. And now is the time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there. And we've got to lead it. And we've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it.
Oh my God. A united free world with America leading. Now, who thinks that normally these flashpoint fuckos, if this was Reagan saying this, would go, finally, somebody has the guts, right?
Of a united world. Joe Biden is not the only one talking about this. It's actually made it to Star Trek. Watch.
We greet the President of United Earth.
Oh, right, because it's Stacey Abrams, and this was like, oh my God. Not, oh my God. And by the way, not a united Earth with a black lady in charge. What the fuck?
Madam President, welcome. I am so pleased that you've come. We are eager to begin diplomatic discussions. Nothing to discuss. United Earth is ready right now to rejoin the Federation. And
yeah, and again, this is already when we already had a federation of planets, and we weren't split as a we'd already, because of technology, we were already a united Earth. And then some, basically once we started hanging out with fucking Klingons, apparently there was a window where we were just dicks. And then they brought it back. And by the way, I got news for these assholes. I don't know if they've been watching Star Trek. Star Trek, hold on. I'm going to show you something that's going to upset Gene the Jesus Machine. You guys remember this? On fucking American television? What? Dear God! When did Star Trek get so woke? In 1966. That's the problem. They all all wokey woke. Look at this kissing and this loving. Look at that. Oh, it's great. This is the fall of it. Look at this, cheek to cheek. They even danced or something. Look at this. They're making it. Look at this. What the heck is going on? The terrible. Gene the Jesus Machine is very upset. When did Star Trek get so inclusive?
Could make me happier than to say those words.
Okay, first of all, who the fuck was that guy?
I know the Federation. And nothing could make me happier than to say those words.
All right. See, I got news for you. Gene the Jesus Machine. When there are people walking around in your orbit, no pun intended, that look like that, you've moved past humans are different from each other. One of the biggest things that makes racism just kind of vanish from the playing field is when these dudes show up. You do realize that, right? This fucking guy's got gills in his forehead.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay. Stacey Abrams made it to as president of United Earth. Mario, you got the New World Order and the United Earth. The liberals are really...
We were always United Earth on Star Trek. There was no reason to think otherwise. As a matter of fact, do you know how many fucking episodes they did on Star Trek going back to periods in human history where people used to fight? They would find primitive planets where people were still Nazis, or there was still this Cold War was going on, all that shit, right? Where humans in their early stages were at war with each other over some bullshit, and they were like, yeah, we don't interfere because you got to grow through that shit. And we on Earth don't have that problem anymore. And once we dealt with that bullshit and we realized everybody's equal and we all work together, we got off the fucking rock and we were able to go everywhere in the universe together. And this, by the way, this is Mario Scario. Super fucking creepy dude. By the way, I checked out some of Mario's prophecy stuff, and I was like, I wonder if I can find any of Mario's bullshit. And he's way funnier on here. His regular shit is just boring.
Some headway here.
Whenever these things happen, when they go out of their way to say the absurd and to theatrically...
Yes, out of their way to say the absurd that the earth would be united at some point in the year 3000 and that a black lady would get to be president. Oh my God.
Create this alternative universe.
Right.
You have to feel the desperation.
Yes. What kind of an asshole creates an alternative universe and pretends everything's fine when it isn't? Shit. Why do they never let me on these shows? Why do they never bring me on? Can't I be there live when this shit happens? Gene, I know you've seen these videos, you fucking moron. You phony Christian. You bullshit artist. Bring me on. I'll call you out. You'll call me out. You can call me names and say Satan and all kinds of shit like that. Come on.
On the left. You have to feel that what are they doing this for? Why are they so over the top trying to manipulate?
Yeah, it is totally over the top that over 1,000 years from now, right? The original series was 2200, right? But like the remnants of this one is like I guess it's 2800. So excuse me, 800 years in the future, or so.
That's why I tell you, I don't play around. My schedule is extremely busy, but Flashpoint is a priority.
Yeah, but it's a priority. You don't fuck around. You're not going to go on some dumb show. Gene, he's on your show because you're the fucking man. And you call it out and well, I only drop by for the New World Order.
For me, because it's our time to look at you and counter these insane things like what you just saw. And the devil is
it's insane that a black lady would be
not going to get his one world order like he thinks. There's going to be an intervention.
No, dummy. They're not looking for a one world order. They're looking for a new liberal world order where the alliance of democracies, the world order that in free trade and free exchange of ideas that the democracies engage in, which is wholly different than dictatorships fighting with each other over resources and starting shit for no fucking reason. That's a whole different world. A whole new world where we don't bomb the shit out of you, where we don't take your shit and give you a hit. We make it all with sun and wind.
God, the power of God is going to be released in the earth in a mighty harvest.
The power of God is going to be released in the earth. First of all, how does that happen? Secondly, God's not already in the earth. I'm sorry, but these guys have a really narrow view of what God is. So God is so are we talking about the God of the Bible or Crom? Because Crom's already in the earth. Crom laughs at you four winds.
The power of God is going to be released in the earth in a mighty harvest.
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
Never before. But it's hard not to laugh at how desperate and unoriginal the left really is.
I have to laugh. It's so unoriginal. They've been doing all this racially inclusive science fiction. I gotta laugh. Gotta think like Mario Scario, and whenever possible, to look like him.
Right now.
All right. I agree, Mario. And it is true. It all seems.
With what? Wait a minute. You can't just say we agree. You agree with what? That God's going to fart into the earth and make magic happen? The shit are you talking about?
To come out
Cannonballs.
in the strangest of ways. Before I go to you.
What's the strangest of ways? Because she got a guest spot? Motherfucker. You have to understand. You want to talk about weird? All right. They think it's weird that Stacey Abrams played the president of a United Earth in the future. Okay. Donald Trump, during the time that he was partying with Jeffrey Epstein, was in Home Alone 2. You get me? Trump was in Home Alone 2, the story of a child left unattended while he was having parties at Mar-a-Lago with Jeffrey fucking Epstein. Where is Jesus Christ?
Don, I want you to comment on this clip. Watch.
The governor and we were all doing a tour of the library here and talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children.
Right. So there's a book called The Passage of Time, and they were discussing it. She said the phrase multiple times. Obviously, that's Q code that I'm not aware of. But the idea is that you don't have that many days in your life, and that the difference between when we're talking about shit, it seems to zip by. But we've still got to lay down these lines, build on, get these jobs, improve people's lives. But in a kid's life, Christmas is a long fucking way away, and every day seems like forever. To us, it zips by, but to them, each day has so much new stuff in it, so much meaning. You know, a conversation about fucking how it is to relate to different people's experiences. Like, why is this a thing?
John?
Oh, man. There's so much there. I don't know where to start.
Well, just start someplace. Start with the idea that you don't think time passes, and that I guess the government has always been lying about COVID because we're not treating it exactly the same as we did when there was no vaccine and nobody knew what it was. Talk to me about masks before the studies were done saying that masks actually help because they lower the amount of virus, even if they don't stop it entirely, that you express or that you receive into your body, which can affect whether or not you go to the hospital. Because whether or not your body can fight it off in your immune system, if it gets overwhelmed by it, and how all of the folks that think they were helped by ivermectin, it's only because their immune system was fucked up because they had worms, and the ivermectin killed the parasites in their body, which toned down, I suppose, their immune response because it was reacting to COVID and worms.
Seems stoned to me, Gene. I didn't know where she's going and what she's talking about. And
that's true. That's a good point, Gene. And maybe you could help by playing the whole fucking clip that discusses the conversation that she was talking about instead of just the little piece where she says the phrase a couple of times and you think that's weird. Maybe play the actual context of what their goal was, and where she went right after that, which was teed up by that phrase and how that was going to be a recurring theme in what she was saying. Play that. Or how about I come on your show and I play shit like
atmospheric filth.
And
while they drown your endless torment of, what they do, they have an endless list of propaganda and propaganda methods.
Or maybe
I was, part of a family that was very well knit.
What the fuck does that mean? I'm sorry. What are the Trumps hatched or macrameed? I don't know how.
Action replays in magnified fortune.
Anybody fucking knows? Anybody know what a nuclear sock pile is? Because it sounds
nuclear
dangerous.
Sock piles.
Honestly.
Nuclear sock piles.
At least the passage of time is a motherfucker. It's a real phrase.
Nuclear sock piles.
What the fuck is it? Beyond that, what the fuck is atmospheric filth?
They do action replays in magnified fortune.
Right? What is the
free health care for illegal? Look.
Honestly. All right.
When they gaze upon Yosemite
Yeah. Which is, I think, a Bible verse. So.
Stacey Abrams thing, who ran for governor and refused to admit it, it's almost like what they're trying to do is line her up.
Wait a minute. Stacey Abrams refused to admit that she ran for governor? No wonder she lost. If anybody's thinking about running for office, and I certainly am, news is coming. One of the things you have to do when you're running for office, and I think legally you have to do this, is admit you're running, especially if you expect to win. Or even, one would think, get on the ballot. What the fuck would happen if she'd actually got the job?
Be governor so that they can make her president of the United States if she can win Georgia, and there's a lot that can be unpacked there. And then you've got Biden.
Then do it. Unpack what? We live in a world where a rising star in the Democratic Party might eventually run for president after she becomes a governor to show she can deal with electoral politics and actually win a statewide election and therefore tee herself up. What, you're telling me that Mike Huckabee's full of shit, man? Right.
Who, bless his heart, I pray for the president. I pray for every president. I don't care what party they are. But you almost...
Yeah, but what you pray for is the part I worry about.
Compassion for the man, but he's being used as a puppet to usher in these things. And it doesn't even have to be that he's the mastermind evil behind it, but there are evil spirits that are controlling world orders, and he's trying...
Well, yeah, of course. There's evil spirits controlling world orders. I mean, the world ordered flapjacks, and they never arrived. And I blame... I was in the car. We were in the drive-thru. It was me and the world, and we're sitting in the drive-thru, and they fuck you in the drive-thru. And I was like, I'll take a coffee. Black is fine. And then the world was like, I was like, what do you want? He was like, flapjacks, and I was like, too early for flapjacks. Groundhog Day reference. Sorry. And they were like, yep, no problem. We pulled around, and they didn't even make them. So we had to sit there holding up the line because the world wanted flapjacks, and an evil spirit stole our flapjacks.
Lead it, and there you have some of the top leaders of the radical left movement, and it should motivate you to stay involved, use your voice, use your light into this darkness, because we are the hope of the world.
Yes, use your light into this darkness. And the best way to do it is the way Donald Trump told you to, which is to stick a light bulb up your ass and drink some bleach to fight off COVID. It's really the only way.
What?
Work. Yes, it's true. It is absolutely true. Hold on, I have to. Where the hell that is so loud? That's crazy. Satire. There we go. Animation. Keybind. No. Animation style. No. Length. All right. Wait, 85. There you go. All right. All right. Just stuck there.
And if we don't speak up and get involved, that's my passion. And I agree with Mario. The reason I make time for, anytime you call me, Gene, the reason I make time for it is because I believe
that this is the best way to make some money, because Kenneth Copeland makes me come on here with you, Gene, and stare at your five head.
There's a lot of thousands, tens of thousands of people out there that are listening to this, that they're the answer to what...
Tens of hundreds. I mean, technically, no. I take that back. They do actually have 630, let's see. They are 30,000 subscribers away from 666. I'm just saying. If you add my subscribers to their subscribers, 666. It's weird. I don't think that's an accident, do you? I have 30,000. They have 636,000. Coincidence? I think not. By the way, they have almost 750,000 subscribers, and yet only 46,000 views. I'm beginning to think some of their views are bullshit
on in this country. And so I love being a part of this, and part of my pitch, I know I do this a lot, so to me...
Oh, I have 30. You're right. I have 31 now. So we wouldn't be... I'm sorry. Yep, we beat the... That's happened. 1,100 people watching on YouTube. Please give a thumbs up and a like and support the show if you're so inclined. If you're a troll and you hate the show, Thank you for sticking around, and thank you for writing shit in the chat that isn't bigoted and awful. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult for you to not use racial and anti-gay and misogynistic epithets. It's really difficult. I appreciate you dialing it back, subduing that part of you that itches to just put bile in chat rooms, and so that you can type stuff and it stays in there so that the algorithm knows that you find me engaging.
If you haven't signed up for Flashpoint Army, the reason you need to do it is because the world order that they want is to silence every one of our voices. And it's not just...
What the fuck are you talking about? The world order he's specifically talking about is a liberal world order that does not include China and Russia, who have an intranet now, both of them. Hey, guess what? Do you think Flashpoint is broadcast, the Victory Channel, the ironically named Victory Channel, and this asshole, millionvoices.org, your voice matters, use it well. Do you think those sites are on Russian or Chinese servers? I mean, I don't know about the Million Voices, but do you think these shows are broadcast in Russia or China? No?
Get emails, it's so that if we get deplatformed in all these other places, you still get the truth out there delivered to you.
Well, just go on fucking Rumble or BitChute. Nobody gives a fuck. You just don't get to monetize using the ad rev on YouTube. That's all this is about. This isn't censorship. You want to be on the top channels, you got to play by their rules. I deal with it all the fucking time. And because I choose to swear in my videos, because I believe that if we learned anything from the Cosby affair, it's never trust a comedian that doesn't fucking swear. But in these guys, like, I get a little yellow monetization thing. I never get full monetization on any of my videos, is why I rely on Patreon and other stuff, because I swear. I swear. And I just live with that. Yeah, it's true. I get demoted because of that. And I could choose not to, but that's not the programming I want to make. And so I leave it at that. I just fucking deal with it.
So
that's right.
To me, the Star Trek silliness and a stone vice president, it just seems like it. It was bizarre.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. The Star Trek vice president in a stone is what?
And a stone vice president. The Star Trek silliness and a stone vice president, it just seems like it.
Oh, and a stoned vice president. Oh, I see. And a stone, because she's black and they smoke weed. You see. See, that's why she's stoned. She's not just repeating a phrase to try and key off a conversation she's going to have, yeah, stoned. You know, black people smoke weed. She's a black vice president. Of course, she's stoned. That's how it works, right? Fucking hell. But Hank Cooney Coon likes that. Gene the Jesus Machine, Hank Cooney Coon, Mario Scario, and I guess this is Stunt Lanny Walnuts right now. Looks like a neighbor character on an 80s sitcom that wasn't asked back.
It was bizarre.
Yeah, it does seem bizarre. And listen, you say you're being mean. No, we're not being mean.
Yes, you are. People are telling you you're being mean in the chat because you're being mean. You're being a dick. You're being anti-Christian. You're lying.
The absurd is why we're trying to show you.
No, it's not because it's absurd. You're not showing me a fucking squirrel on water skis and going, that's ridiculous. We got all these things and people are there. So who's dressing up mice and putting hats on them? This is ridiculous. You know what's weird? TikTok videos where they do these makeup to kids today. You're not talking about absurdities, fucko. You're claiming that the president of the United States is a puppet for evil spirits and that the vice president is stoned because she's black and she repeated a phrase that was going to be the key point she was discussing about how crucial time is and how different it is for some people's experience versus others. You are being a fake Christian.
Sometimes we get so caught up in the fray of news.
Yeah, there's so much craziness going on. You kind of just have to be a lying, hypocritical, anti-Jesus piece of shit. You just have to. You know what I mean? We all get caught up in the groundswell. You know, we're just kind of we're just joking around, and then all of a sudden the racism just falls out. You know what I mean? It's like when you get drunk and alcohol just turns you racist. Yeah, I think Gene, actually they have there's a phrase you might be familiar with for this kind of behavior, that you are under the influence of evil spirits and they are using you for to create hell on earth. You're currently being antichrist-ish. How about that?
After news story, and if you're not careful, you got to step back and look at what you're listening to. And Pastor Hank, at one of the
yes, step back and look at what you're listening to. I mean, look, if it was just a part of like somebody's a guest on a show. You ever see somebody interviewed by the local news and they've never been on TV before and they seem strangely articulate in a horrible situation? You're like, that good for them. Because a lot of people have a problem speaking on camera and it gets, they'll get nervous or they'll stumble on their words or they'll say the opposite of what they thought they were saying because they were trying to make a point about the opposite thing, and then they'll mispronounce a word, or they'll invert their argument because they're speaking in the second person without referencing it directly, figuring because they're used to speaking shorthand with their friends that people watching on television when this is edited later will know what they're talking about, like that kind of stuff. You ever see people like that and they're like, oh yeah, you forgive them. This motherfucker's on TV all the time. You don't get to say I got carried away. We were just watching. Sometimes it's so absurd. You can't do anything but be a racist prick.
It's a common thread in all of this is there's talking about, which I agree with, about the passage of time and the day in the life of our youth. It seems to all come back on our children. So many things that we've talked about over the past.
Yes, I believe the children are our future. Treat them well and let them lead the way. Actually, I don't believe that at all. I think children aren't the future because children turn into adults. How you treat a child today creates adults of the future. And so metaphorically, I can work with it. But let them lead the way? No. Children often have a very limited view of the world, and their solution matrix is pretty lacking. I'm just saying, especially in an emergency. I'm not going to ask anybody who wears a diaper at either end of their life which way I should run when there's a fire. It just yes.
Year and a half have been children related. What it is that we're trying to keep from happening to our children, judgments against our children, things that people are coming to try and indoctrinate them in our children. But you had to actually.
They're trying to indoctrinate them in our children. I don't know what you're talking about, Gene, and you're creeping me the fuck out. Yes. When the children drive, the pedestrians die. And when the children sink, when the car falls off the bridge.
A prophecy about that. I know I'm kind of throwing you a curveball here about the children that we need to.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got to have a prophecy about the children. Let's prophet. What's going to happen to the children?
We need to pay attention.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, the passage of
right. By the way, that's a good point. We need an expert to deal with this. Somebody who can understand what's happening. Somebody who has firsthand knowledge of what these folks are talking about. And yeah, let's see. I think I can do it.
Is so important for the passage of time.
It is.
And as I respond to this with the
time passages, Time passages. Time stands still. I'm not looking back 'cause I want to look around. Time stands still. That's a lady from Till Tuesday, which is a day of the week, which is a marker for time.
Of time, we must realize that the children are part of this passage of time, and my answer will be part of
that. That's true. Sometimes I will pass the time by making fart bubbles in the tub.
Passage of time. But here's the real deal. You know, the earth is the Lord's.
Why? I'm scared. Why did Mario start looking at me now? Mario was not looking at this side of the screen till I showed up. Why did scary man? Scary man. I'm not getting in the van. Somebody's knocking on the van. Somebody's going to hell.
And the fullness thereof.
Uh-oh.
So for these that we just saw with the clips, first and foremost, Pastor Gene, they need to understand that the devil will often advertise and try to counterfeit what.
Yes, the devil will sometimes pretend to be a Christian minister, and then will try to get you and your mom to join him at his compound in Waco, Texas, where he makes you clean the barn while he tries to get her to show him his undergarments.
He is absolutely threatened and controlled by the very spirit of fear that he is. You know what he's afraid of? He's afraid of God's order coming. He's afraid of a
Well, that's because no one has an umbrella that big.
Of time that is going to come and bring continual exposure to what they have done to the people.
If you're going to expose yourself, I have to go call policeman.
Of this nation and what is happening around the earth, and especially the children. So the Spirit of the Lord prophesies.
Especially is not a word. It's especially. Especially would be formally special. I learned that in 2nd grade.
Something very interesting. And he said, because they have touched the children. And he talked about Ukraine. He talked about...
excuse me. Citation needed.
Even Taiwan. He talked about the United States. And he said, you may call it conspiracy, but God says, I am looking and I am seeing what they've done. And they will be brought to justice. But here's the beauty.
Who's the they? Who's the they? They who? Who's them? Who are they? Who is they? Only they know who is them.
Of it. All the stuff that they've been shoving at.
See, that was the hand gesture he used when my mom was like, we're leaving.
Our children with the curriculums and the different things that they've had to swallow, the children, wearing the mask.
You don't swallow a mask, you'll choke. Also chew your food. You swallow fruit roll-ups. You swallow soup. You swallow breakfast and lunch and dinner, and sometimes dunch, which is like brunch ladle after mommy's been whoop whoop. That to do the thing.
God said there would be an anointing that would be released upon the children of this generation, and He said,
"Yes, we read a poem about that by John Lillithant, England's greatest one-arm poet, and they made us memorize it, which is, oh pointy birds, oh pointy pointy, anoint my head, anointy.
There would be, even from the mouths of the children, they would begin to say, let us go to the house of the Lord. There is coming a
Let us go to the house of pancakes. And that's a different house. I want to go to the house of pancakes.
Tremendous move of God. If God could speak to a silly little Samuel at a very young age, and he heard the voice of God, it became something very powerful for God and for the kingdom.
We had a kid named Samuel in my third grade class who thought he could hear the voice of God, and he's in a hospital now.
Is where we're coming with our children. And there is a movement of holiness and righteousness that will not be the traditions of men, but it will be the cry of their heart to know God and to walk in ways that are honorable. I'm telling you, there's even coming a sexual revolution.
Okay, this is inappropriate. I have to go. I cannot be around when you talk about children and stuff like this and a revolution like that. That we don't talk about that till 7th grade. When you get the hair conversation and my older brother told me about. Ugh. And the girls have to go in one room and we have to go in the other room. It's nasty. I'm not gonna do it. I'm out. Jesus. This is this dude's fucking this is his prophecy about the children. Run this by me again, dum-dum.
Walk in ways that are honorable. I'm telling you, there's even coming a sexual revolution in reverse, and it will be championed by the children. So that's why the enemy's been.
Hey. No. All right. Quiet part loud. What the fuck? I'm so glad I got baby Hal out of here. What the fuck? A sexual, excuse me. As somebody who's actually experienced sort of what I would call a sexual revolution in reverse, you know, I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. This is horrible. What he means is a reclamation of virginity and a disdain for sex. Because nothing scares this asshole more than having sex with a woman who's already had sex and has some standard to judge him by.
On him, but it's going to backfire.
Well, that's what happens when you have a sexual revolution in reverse. There's a chance it will backfire. And you just have to take precautions. You know, everybody needs to stay in the, if you're going to try that stuff, experimentation, being what it is nothing to be worry about. That it is if you're going to have a...
And by the children. So that's why the enemy's been so hard on them. But it's...
What? How? Oh, did he just say hard on too? Good Lord. Ew.
It will be championed by the children. So that's why the enemy's been so hard on them. But it's going to backfire. And we've got a whole new generation of children.
Hold on. Sexual revolution in reverse. People have been hard on the children, and it's going to backfire. What kind of Freudian nightmare am I caught in with this asshole? What is happening? What?
Reformers that are going to rise, and we're going to take our nations back.
Amen. Boy, that's good.
Oh, I'm sorry, your nations, plural? From who? What nations are you talking about? Are you going to, like, jumpstart Russia again? What the fuck?
I agree, Pastor Hank. You know, Mario, history has shown us in revival, it's the young people. Now, I know that we talk.
All right, I'm getting creeped out. Honest to God. These guys are creeping me out. You got these 4 dudes talking about sex and children, and it's weirding me out. The whole thing.
About young people being high school, college age, but the fact that the left and this liberal demonic agenda that's actually attacked our children is not going for the high schooler. They're going for the 4 and the 5-year-old. Yeah. I mean, in ways like we've never seen before. We do.
What?
Have to take our stand to not let that happen in our lifetimes.
You know, what I love is that on this show, you'll hear prophetic words from Hank, and we'll see some on tape that he's given years ago. And when he
yes, all of which is vague bullshit.
that one tonight because I don't know if anyone picked up on it, but he was prophesying just now. The one thing that I want.
Yeah, he asked him to prophesy, and he told what God thought, which is prophecy. I mean, he wasn't really prophesying. He was riffing bullshit, but I get what you're saying.
And I got to get it out of my system, is that they're not going to have our children.
Amen.
They're not going to have them. Jesus said, suffer the little children to come unto me, for such is the...
All right, I'm out. Just fucking, oh God. What is happening? Like, I'm in double entendre hell. Can you guys not say children and come in the same sentence like 15 fucking times? Jesus. I'm out. Sorry. I like, we're done. This is 20 minutes long. No. Just fucking no. How long is this one? We'll never get to all of this. Okay, so remember, welcome, by the way, you're watching HAL Sparks Mega Worldwide. I'm on every day, practically. What do you mean guys are gross? What the fuck did I do, Film 73? Excuse me. Give me this, this isn't about guys. What kind of bigoted bullshit is that? Somebody in the chat was like, guys are gross about that last clip. No. There's plenty of awful to go around through the gender spectrum. You know, you have to be sexist about it. Yes, those guys are gross. Yes. Thank you. Specifically, thank you. No, we're not. Because no. Being like sexually minded or interested in it, or even the fantasy of it, is not gross inherently. It's a natural part of who you are. Acting on it, not knowing what the limits of another human are, and that kind of shit it matters. That's different. But you can I mean, anytime you want to just look up the Hart family car accident, just tell me that like men have a moratorium on awful. Knock yourself out. Okay, so let's move on. So like and subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show if you can. My girl's picking up food. I'm only going to be able to do a couple of minutes of this, and we've already covered this next topic umpteen times. And I would like to, before we even start, remind everyone, there is no Hunter Biden laptop. Does not exist. Doesn't. None of the people writing about it have seen the fucking thing, and if they say they have, they're lying, because they've seen hard drives and they make up shit. I'm not dealing in 2022. I'm not going to pretend I know nothing about computers all of a sudden and go, they've seen copies of copies. It's got to be legitimate. I saw a picture on the internet that's real. So piss off with this nonsense. But Stu, who is apparently the only right-wing vegetarian out there since Hitler, I know, InfoWars will disagree. He was talking about having this dude, I think, who wrote the book. Is this it? Yeah, New York Times. Peter Schweitzer. This is the dude who wrote the book about the elusive and invisible Hunter Biden laptop. Maybe he'll show a picture of it. Is there a? Let's see. I'm going to scan through this. It's him talking. 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 Here he's talking some more. There he's talking. There he's talking, and that's his name under his name, and he's talking. Maybe at the end, there's a shot of a laptop. Maybe it's on the tail. No, is that? That's his book title. That's him again, and that's the female host who's wearing, what is she? Hold on. The fuck is she wearing on the blaze? What is happening? What's with the cleavage window on the blaze? What? I mean, I don't fault her for wearing that dress. It's the idea that she's on the blaze. No wonder Stu's got that look on his face in a picture that's 20 years old. Okay. I just want to see a little bit. I want to see, and there's no laptop. There's no picture of it. He doesn't have a picture of it. By the way, if you wrote a book about Hunter Biden's laptop and everybody was like, oh my God, it's the story of ever, wouldn't one of these pictures behind you B, Marxism and Iron Lady, whatever. These are anti-Obama kind of joking things. I need a Richard Marx one that does that as well. I need a Sparksism one. We'll get there. I'm still working on the book. I'm collecting them. Because they're little phrases, it takes longer to kind of accumulate the volume, but I'm doing it. So anyways, let's hear what he says about this bullshit laptop that does not exist.
We just heard neither Hunter Biden or Joe Biden did anything wrong, and there is no evidence to show that they did anything.
Yep, but this guy is on the show tonight to show you the evidence. He's not here just to talk, Stu. He's not here just to have a Zoom call with Stu at the Blaze. He's here to tell you what's in his book that he has for sale is evidence.
Wrong. Peter, you've written books about this. This is not even your first book about the crimes that and corruption that have been involved in the Biden family. What do you...
alleged in the Biden family. And secondly, so how do you think Stu feels about all the books written about Trump? I mean, they're written books. They were written, right? Somebody wrote them, so it must be true.
How do you react when you see a montage like that?
Well, it just shows the
Wait a minute. There was a montage before this, and you didn't put it up? You didn't include it in the clip? You creep.
failure of the institution of the media that we had relied on so much in the past. I mean, they all declared that there was nothing wrong that had happened. None of them lifted a finger to do anything to.
Well, I mean, you could have lifted a finger. I'll lift a finger. How about that? Schweitzer, I'm lifting a finger about the Hunter Biden laptop story. Show it to me. You wrote the fucking book. This isn't even the New York Times referencing a secondhand account of something else about something they've never seen that they say appears to be. And I'm supposed to think that that verifies it. You wrote fucking books about it. Where is it? Where's your picture of Peter Schweitzer holding the fucking laptop?
On the story. When we got, for example, the Hunter Biden laptop, we didn't accept it as truthful. We actually took.
No? You got it? Okay, what did you do?
The laptop, compared it to information we knew was true. For example, the Secret Service had released some of Hunter Biden's travel records, and we compared those travel records with the laptop, and
Wait a minute. Hold on. You don't think the Russians or some other malign actor wouldn't know fucking Hunter Biden's travel schedule? The dude Instagrammed pictures from where he was.
Matched perfectly. And so,
dear God, you know, the Russians were able to find a non-government employee traveling commercially.
There's no way that this could have been made up, but the media wasn't interested.
Hold on. Yeah, it can. What do you mean no way it could be made up? Of course, and again, did you check the fucking metadata against original files and metadata from other files? You went to Tony Bobolinsky, you see his emails, you open up his emails on his computer, and you see the metadata that's in there about when it was written, who wrote it, where it came from, and then you look at the ones on the hard drive that you got a fucking copy of. Don't give me this bullshit about the laptop. He's talking about a hard drive. Until there's a picture of him holding the fucking thing, blow me. Did you check the metadata on both of those sites? And even still, Bobolinsky could have been part of it. They didn't check any of this shit, and I don't think he was. That's not the point. They didn't bother to even look. We looked at the calendar, and the calendar is exactly like the calendar that there was a calendar
in this story.
And by the way, does this asshole think that he's the only person who could look at the Secret Service travel? Where did he get access to this thing? That he somehow thinks he can get access to it, but the Russians couldn't, for example. Good Lord.
That's part of the problem. They selectively pick and choose which stories on the powerful that they want to do. They all seem to skew.
No. They selectively pick and choose the stories on the powerful that they can have evidence of. There is none. Why don't you still have this fucking laptop? Where is it?
One way. And now you have the New York Times.
Rudy does not have the laptop. They went to his apartment. They seized his devices. They even took a laptop that belonged to his wife that was behind the fucking couch that he had hidden. During the divorce, he took his wife's laptop and hid it behind his fucking couch so that he could use it against her, allegedly. They took that laptop because they took anything that had a communication device in it. There was no Hunter Biden laptop to take. There was none. Hold on. Just for the record, because somebody's asking about that. And it's a fascinating part of it. Let's see. FBI raid Rudy Giuliani devices. There we go. And so we did, you guys know, we've, okay, here we go. Giuliani raid. Here you go. Bloomberg. There's a bunch of these articles. Whoops, hold on. Get out of here. I'm not reading that article and making you pay me for it. Here you go. And here's the Independent. FBI seized 18 electronic devices in Rudy Giuliani raid. Now, in those devices, investigators extract data from devices as they seek a court appointee to review the contents. What? Oh, fuck you. Now, why is there a paywall on all this shit? Hold on. Yeah, here's the New York Times version. I have a... There you go. Giuliani's home office seizing phones and computers. This is what they did, okay? Prosecutors obtained search warrants as part of an investigation whether Rudy Giuliani broke lobbying laws when he was President Donald J. Trump's personal lawyer. Remember? And this was when Rudy was supposed to have it. Let's see, executed search warrants around 6 a.m. Carting away electronic devices, Mr. Giuliani confirmed in a statement. The execution search warrants is also a remarkable moment in his long arc, blah, blah, blah. In recent years, dirt, blah, blah, statement, corrupt, double standard, blatant crimes, blah, 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 blah. Okay, the investigation actions were expansive, with agents also serving a grand jury subpoena on Mr. Giuliani's executive assistant. 2 people, they went to his law office and his house. Wednesday morning, Washington area home of Victoria Tensing, right? Digging campaign, where is it? New York Times, to obtain a search warrant, they persuaded a judge, grab the case against thing. Where's the list of shit? For Giuliani's devices, oh yeah. At least one of the search warrants for Giuliani's devices explicitly stated that possible crimes under the investigation included violations of that law. For Yuri Litchenko, turned down the deal. Tensing's law firm. There we go. Blah, blah, blah. Do they have the list of the stuff that's in here? Okay, hold on. God damn it. I don't need to see prostate stuff. Hold on. Let's see. Stove items. See if I can find 18 devices. Special master. Julian's just says 18 devices. Third one on a phone belonging to Washington lawyer Victoria Tensing. Arranging meetings. Yep. Anyways, 18 devices. None of those devices, for the record, and if you think they wouldn't say so, none of those devices in his that he had were Hunter Biden's laptop. And again, one of them was his wife's. Hey, Hal, I don't think they have it. Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, we do need a Hunter Biden laptop emote. Well, we do have one. It doesn't exist. So, hello. Now it makes me want to... I don't have time for this shit. God damn it. Let's see. Rudy... Let's see. Let's see if I can find videos, because he responded to it. wonder where I'm looking in videos for this. Rudy Giuliani responds to federal investigators tried to frame him, and that happened. Seek evidence linking in Giuliani efforts. It might defiant day after the. Here you go. Let me see if this is a. Where the fuck? Why is this a? Is that the video or is that the?
Imagine how inconvenient your life would.
I'm imagining. Hold on. Skip. I can skip in 10 seconds. Hold on. 8, 7, 6, 5. President. Okay. You can skip this ad in 1 second. Okay. Skip. All right. And then pause. This is. Why is this? Why am I seeing? Why is Lindsey Graham here? Does he? Oh, what the hell is this video?
Of this area, given what I've seen by the FBI and the Mueller investigation, I think the people who are investigating the Ukraine and Russia under Trump have a heightened scrutiny, and Rudy, like everybody else, is presumed innocent. A search warrant can be issued, depending on who the judge is, pretty easily. Let's see what happens. But the past abuse of power should alarm everyone, and let's don't jump the gun here.
Okay, wait, why was that?
Your heating and air conditioning system doesn't care.
No, go away. Where I thought Rudy responded to this. Sought to discredit on his daily talk show, WABC. He said they're not going to stop me. Oh, okay, they're just playing a clip from, they don't have it? Ugh, it's aggravating. Anyways, you guys will remember that when we did the show with Rudy Giuliani, when he did Common Sense, after that raid, he talked about how they took his wife's laptop and that they wouldn't take these hard drives that were allegedly from Hunter Biden's laptop, these copies of the hard drive. He had 3 of them, he said. 4. He changed the story a couple times. 3 or 4. And one of which I presume he gave to this dickhead, or part of it. Again, why do you have to confirm against a calendar when you are looking at a computer itself? Like, you can't open up the terminal on that fucking computer and see where everything was written and everything? All right.
You know, admitting in a backhanded way in paragraph 17 of an article that, oh, okay, yes, the laptop is actually accurate. The laptop is.
No, they say appears to be, that there's emails that appear to be from that. They don't. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean they are. That doesn't mean the laptop exists. That's the reference that everybody's making to it, but they haven't laid eyes on it.
Absolutely devastating from a legal and a political standpoint on the Biden.
No, it isn't.
Family. The question is now, are any of them going to lift a finger and actually report on this story?
I want to finish this out. I want to do this whole video. Can I do this tomorrow? Can I finish this? Computers are not calendars, read the Bible. But Forrest, the passage of time. Time passes. Time passages. Time stands still. I'm not looking back, but I want to look around. Time stands still. I want to do this whole video because I'm curious what this dickhead says, and it drives me nuts because this is in reference to this. Red-handed author Peter Schweitzer joins Stu to explain how deep the rabbit hole goes with the Biden cover. Don't explain it. You don't have to fucking explain it. You have the laptop. You've seen it. You don't, just show it to me. Fucking show it to me. I have to go to my girlfriend just got home with dinner. That's why I have to go. And then I'm going to try and call Philip after that. Much love. I will see you guys tomorrow. Morning show on Fridays at 9 a.m. Pacific time. The HAL/SPARKS Mornings Mega Worldwide, which is a lot of fun. It's a good hangout. We talk about the trends. We see what's going on in the news. I may start breaking out bigger stories in that, but we'll take it organically. We'll let it happen because we have so much to cover in the afternoon show. It just gets overwhelming, and I can't even get philosophical about some of this stuff. There'll be a compendiums in that, let's just say. Shorter pieces. And then one of these days, I'm going to be able to start showing up, like doing, shorter video essay style videos. I really do want to do those, but I just don't have the time because I'm always on with you guys or I'm researching all the shit that I'm talking about. Is Midas on? Because I don't mind raiding Midas Touch And those guys, if they're on right now, that'd be lovely. Don't forget to subscribe. If you are on Twitch, please subscribe. Twitch.tv/HalSparks. It helps immensely. Unlike, it's a crucial part of actually surviving on that channel. I don't think they're on right now on Twitch. They are not. No, they're not live right now. They might be later. I think tomorrow they might be on. No, they're usually Mondays, aren't they? Anyways, none of the folks I normally raid is on right now on Twitch, so I'll just leave you guys to go have dinner, and I will see you guys in the morning. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else, and we'll deal with Stu tomorrow. Stu and this dickhead. I might actually have to get a copy of this stupid book on Scribed, where I don't have to pay for it, and read it so we can break down parts of it. I think that's oh God, the hell that I'm inviting into my life. Why do I must really love you guys. The stuff that I deal with, and I do. I honestly do. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else, and I will see you come the morn. Bye.